Hello everybody. So I was scrolling, looking for something to watch on YouTube, and I scrolled past a thumbnail and it had Anton Daniels' face. And if you guys don't know who Anton Daniels is, he is a black conservative. He has his own show here on YouTube called The Millionaire Morning Show. He has the Anton Daniels channel. You know, he gives out a lot of good stuff. Like, not only does he give out like the news, and if you're a black person and you don't trust watching the news, then I recommend Anton Daniels for you to be somebody to go to. And you don't even have to be black, but you know, he's a black man, so I just say black. But he has different people you know, that tune into his show and they appreciate him. But if you're black and you don't trust the news, I suggest that you go to Anton Daniels' channel, watch some of his stuff. So he because he gives like a breakdown he calls it from a C student's perspective. So he makes it easier for people to understand. And I know a lot of people get worked up because sometimes Anton does go in, but you know, we're all adults. Like, do you really expect everybody to just be nice and cuddly to you? No, you're an adult, and you know, sometimes people gotta just kick it to you real. But not only that, he also is in finance and real estate, so he's really good with that topic too. If you want to tune into him for that also. While he's giving you the news, he's giving you the breakdown of, you know, real estate and finance, things like that. But I'm scrolling, and I see a guy, and it has Anton on the thumbnail, and he basically called Anton a bootlicker. But that's not the first time I've seen somebody refer to him as that. And I didn't even click on it because it's just like, oh, okay, like here we go again. Because for one, like if you put Anton's name in your title or put his face up on a thumbnail, you're going to get clicks because a lot of people know who he is on here. He is well on his way to having 1 million subscribers on his channel. So I just kept scrolling past that. I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever. Because I also have been called a bootlicker. I've been called a coon, you know, things of that nature, because I don't agree with foolishness. I happen to wake up. I was a Democrat before. And this is not even too political, because not everything is politics. Sometimes it's just having your eyes open and seeing things for what it really is. But I started off as a Democrat. I have videos on my channel that talks about my upbringing, the chaos and dysfunction that I grew up in. Like, I didn't grow up in a 2-parent household. You know, I give a breakdown of that. Like, I didn't have it easy growing up, and I purposely put those videos on there so people can see that I wasn't fooled or tricked or have always thought the way that I thought. Like, it took me doing my own research, like literally doing my own research and evolving into something else. Start seeing things from, you know, a normal perspective. But most black people are conservative. A lot of us, majority of black people, have a conservative way of thinking. You guys do not have to like Donald Trump. Everybody does not have to like Donald Trump, and it's okay to like Donald Trump. To not like Donald Trump, because I mean, there's people that you like and you don't like. I personally, I can see how people may not like him because he's so direct in what he says. I happen to like when people are direct. That's why I like Anton Daniels. He's direct, and I can't have somebody try to tell me something indirect because I'm not going to understand it. You're going to dance around and I'm just going to completely miss the point of what you're trying to say, because I'm the type of person, I need you to be direct with me. I need you to be straightforward with me, because when you're like that, I know that you're not running game. If that makes sense to you guys. But I've grown up not being Republican. You do not have to be you do not have to be a Republican. You do not have to like Donald Trump. But I hate it when black people, like when you're not on game with the majority, Well, I don't even know if I should say a majority, because there's so many black people waking up and, realizing that they are conservative. When you're not on game, when you're not on code, you're a bootlicker, you're a coon, you're every derogatory name. And this is how we shame each other, by calling each other's name. We bully each other because we're not a part of the majority. Why would I want to be a part of the majority? If the majority means to bully people and to ignore the chaos that's going on within our own community and want to continue to let this go on within our community, why would I want to be a part of that? Why would any sane person want to be a part of that? Like the folks in Chicago, when I had posted that short, they wanted my head on a steak rather. They wanted my head on a steak because I pointed out what's going on in Chicago. Somebody told me not to pay attention to the news when there's several news outlets. It's too many of y'all local news that's saying the same thing, that it's dangerous in Chicago. And I understand it's not all of Chicago. I'm really from Chesterfield, Virginia, but Chesterfield is like really close to Richmond. So I'll say Richmond. Not every part of Richmond, Virginia is dangerous, but there are parts that, there's going to be some crime that's going on there. Like, some things you just got to use common sense. There was a young lady, I don't even think she's a Republican or a conservative. She had, I don't know if this was on TikTok, but she had posted a video telling like white liberals, like, you can say that the troops aren't needed in Chicago because you live on a great side of town. Come to a certain part of Chicago and you're not going to say that. You're not going to be able to walk your kids in your stroller. You're not just going to be able to jog outside. Things like that. And there's a lot of black people that want you to be so on code that you ignore the destruction that's within your own community. I'm 100% for getting us back to what we used to be as a people, to be stronger, not just, physically, but mentally and emotionally. They put certain things out there to trigger black people, because black people, we are very passionate individuals. They put things out there to trigger you and trick you because they know that you're not going to do your own research. They know that once you're challenged, your views are challenged, you're going to argue with the person that is challenging you because you want to protect something and you don't even know what you're protecting. But you're not protecting your community if you basically are saying that you want crime to continue to happen there. You're turning a blind eye. I'm somebody that's not going to turn a blind eye. And it's more people that think like me that are, putting themselves out there, that are not afraid to put themselves out there. I know when I first woke up and, I started to do my research and started actually listening to Donald Trump and not people telling me what to believe about Donald Trump, I'm like, wow, like, this guy is not bad the way that people make him out to be. And I just went off of straight what somebody is telling me rather than to think for myself. And I'm 100% for thinking for myself. I need to figure things out. I don't want people to just tell me how I need to be thinking. And like Charleston White just said on the interview that he did with Anton Daniels, the black community, especially like these urban poorer areas, they're monetized. That's why there's like so many different types of groups there. And it makes sense, well, not groups, like programs. And it makes sense now why I said in the video that I just did about the Shakira Barnes, I think, the girl that was in the gang in Chicago. It makes sense now when I said that black people, when there's murders in these neighborhoods or these kids turn to gangs or, violence, is a reason they become obsessed with that. Like the people that turn them into case studies. They study them because you can monetize off of that community. You can say, see, this is why we need to have more programs in these communities. You can say, like, give a reason as this is why these people need to continue to be on welfare. And you're going to program yourself, black individuals, to believe that you cannot go any further than your environment, or You have to always be on game. You can't, if you were to come up, if you were to go and educate yourself, you get guilt tripped. If you come from the project, you'll get guilt tripped for wanting better for yourself, when those people can do the exact same thing that you're doing. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here and give a little rant really quick, because it be us. It be us tearing each other down. It's not, you can't blame the white man. You can't blame police. It is us that tear each other down and then expect somebody to believe what you believe, be on code. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, but there's always going to be black people that are, continue to allow other black Americans to be monetized. And that's because y'all want to keep them on a plantation. I do not want my people on a plantation. I do not want my people to feel like they can't think for themselves. I don't want my people to basically go into psychosis because they see what is going wrong in the community, but they can't speak up about it because they're going to be looked at as a traitor. Like the freaking mayor in DC. DC is right there connected. That's why they call it the DMV. It's right there on Virginia, at the tip of Virginia. But she basically said that she's thankful for the troops being there. She wants the troops there. But she had to go back and act like she's reneging on what she's saying, because she had got attacked for saying that the troops are doing a good job of being there, and there has not. I think there's been one murder within 2 weeks. Other than that, they went 10 days straight without a murder happening in DC. That is completely ridiculous. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think about this. Are you guys being bullied also? Have you been bullied? Those of you that are not Democrat. I mean, if you don't like Donald Trump, you don't have to like Donald Trump as a person. Do you believe that some of what he is doing is right for the community, is right for the country? Let me know down in the comments. But I'll talk to you guys in the next one, and I hope you have an amazing, amazing day. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Peace.